exactly how many caves you've been to, I'll give you a bit of the basics so you can kind of understand what's going on. So you'll probably hear a dripping sound every once in a while. You may even get dripped on by the time we're out of here. And long story short, it's that dripping that's making the formations we're looking at. Because all throughout the ceiling are millions of little tiny holes called pores, very similar to the pores in your face. And when it rains, water slowly works its way down through those, picks up very tiny minerals, and then leaves them behind in trails on the ceiling. Then over a long time, those trails build up, and that's what makes these stalactites on the ceiling there. You can remember that because they hang tight to the ceiling. Then when the water gets to the bottom, it's usually a tiny little bit of those minerals left, so when it drips, it just stacks up what's left on the ground. That's what the stalagmites are, so they might reach the ceiling. And because of that, because of how they're made, they usually end up growing right over top of each other. And so if they're alone long enough, eventually they'll meet and fuse together. That's what these really big ones over here are. And
is that one column now?
That is, yes sir, but just barely.
Looks like a little gap right there in the middle there.
It does look like it, but believe it or not, it's just barely touching in the back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but just so you guys know, feel free to take as many pictures. Good question. So remember how I told you there are pores in the ceiling? There's also pores in the formations that it makes. So whenever you touch the rock, little bits of your skin oil go into those pores and sit down at the bottom. So that in of itself doesn't really do anything, but if enough people touch it that skin oil goes all the way to the top, it kind of polishes the rock, kind of like a countertop. So that's why it feels fake. And it may look kind of cool, and it may feel kind of cool, but the reason that's bad is when water drops on that now, it's so slick that the minerals just slide right off the side and they can't build up. So that formation there will never grow again because of how many people have touched it. So that's why it's formation here, because this is one of the few down here that has an actual name. We call this Bridal Veil Falls, but I've always thought it looks a lot more like a big jellyfish on the wall, but whichever it is. But the jellyfish is not named for what it looks like. It's actually named for where we're standing now. And I should say one thing, that wall, you guys are facing first in there, that's what fell into the mess. But you guys feel free to run around as long as you like if you're involved, get any questions. But when you decide you're done, feel free to just make sure you get on the stairs, and then let's make sure we have a call everybody to start right now. Yes, it is. Yeah, this was put in about 40 years ago, so that was so basically that's what happens when the ceiling is so slight that the drop can't go straight down. Oh, and let me know if I ever get away for pictures or anything.
What kind of rock makes up this cave? Is it all limestone or?
Yes, or at least mostly.
These are crystals.
Oh yeah, that's actually my favorite way to come down here and change light bulbs. Just know which ones I need to change and do it in the pit flat. It's super, super cool. What's in there? We'll start with this one.
Nothing at all.
As we work our way into this next room, you guys can see a little bit more of this one.
I'm just gonna drift on it.
Well, you probably won't have to duck here either, but. There are. I'm just keeping them off for dramatic effect. Yes, but only once. The first time I actually ever went in the cave, as it turns out, and you're a tour guide here, I'll go on a few of your tours to like listen to what you say, learn all the things, and then I'll take my own. So my first like shadow tour, we stepped right in the door and all the lights went out immediately. So,
Wow, that's water.
it looks like it, but I'm gonna stand up. because this is an above ground creek, there's no above ground fish that get washed out. So you'll find things like minnows, crawdads, crayfish, whatever you call them, or bigger things like snapping turtles and water snakes and things like that.
Bring them back up.
Sometimes, yeah. Usually the fish and crawdads find their way out just fine, but the bigger things sometimes get stuck around here, and if you see them longer than about a day, we'll help them out.
Someone put that.
Yes, that's actually a hand pump from the 1800s. That was put in here.
That's a pretty good workout.
Yes, sir. That depends on what time of year it is. So this time of year, we've got most of the big animals working their way home. Usually out there, 3, maybe 4 days. But in the summer,